Let me set the scene for you. Imagine a beautiful, majestic Buddha hall that's sitting on the top of a valley deep in the forest. And there are birds and lizards chirping and calling and proclaiming their vitality throughout the jungle. And in the Buddha hall are seasoned meditation practitioners, and they are sitting as still as tree stumps and as strong as oaks. And there's a sentry monastic that's walking in between everyone, making sure that nobody disturbs the peace, which reminds you that something important is happening. And at the front of the Buddha hall is a larger-than-life golden Buddha statue that's continuously being polished by a devout monastic. And there are giant mahogany columns that are ornately decorated and shiny, and they're reminders of practice on the wall that are timeless and that remind you that something ancient, something magical is happening. And I sat there in the back of the Buddha hall, and on my 121st day of meditation, this is my second meditation of the day, second of 6, and I had a realization, and this realization guided me for the next 10 years. And I don't proclaim to be some enlightened meditation master, but this was important. And what I realized was I was changing. And I had the experience of, I'm a different person. My mind works differently now. I've been practicing meditation and exercising the parts of my brain that made me feel happy, focused, content, built concentration and courage and determination. And I realized this is what I've been looking for. This is what I've been looking for and what I believed everyone was looking for. And I thought of my father first. I thought of my family and my friends. And I thought, what are they doing day in and day out to train their mind? They're not spending all this focused time developing just purposefully well-being. They're doing the usual day-to-day. They're going to work, they're drinking their coffee, they're checking their phone, they're, X, Y, Z. And who is that creating? Is that creating a person that is productive? Yeah, maybe. Is that creating a person who has more well-being in their life? I don't know. But I felt I needed to share this with them, this practice, but I knew they weren't going to shave their head and move to the jungle and wear a robe and do all the things that I did. So how do I share it? And that is the basis of the next 15 minutes of this video. So look at your life today. Where are you going? What are you spending your time doing and thinking? Are you headed in the direction of your goals? Are you strengthening negative habits? The answer to those questions begins with awareness. You can't understand what you are feeling, thinking, doing, or even who's standing in front of you without becoming present. Over the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you a practice that is thousands of years old that is going to help you broaden and strengthen that present moment awareness. But first, I'd like to start with a small exercise of you coming to the present moment. So first, I'd like you to come to your senses. So coming to your sense of sight and noticing what it is that you can see around you. Noticing colors. And shapes. And noticing that there's a difference between thinking about shapes and colors and thinking about this exercise and, this is strange, this doesn't seem like a meditation I've done before. Letting go of that, all that chatter, and just seeing clearly. Just seeing. And as you come to the present, you might notice that your body actually relaxes. You might even take a deep breath. It's amazing how much a moment of presence or a mindful breath can bring calm on a stressful or busy day. Am I right? Because stress in our modern day has become a pandemic. We are constantly on. Our nervous systems are continually going without rest. We have our normal everyday stress of kids and driving around and interacting with family members. But to add to that now, we have social media, text messages, and bombardment of constant emails and other, usual things of our daily life. We're so all over the place that 47% of the time we are distracted in our day-to-day. That means that for half of our life, we're not present. The American Institute of Stress says that 80% of the people in their study reported that they are overwhelmed during the day. 62% of people have stress-related pain, and 35% of people have stress-related sleeping disorders. And study after study, mindfulness has been shown to reduce our stress, to make us happier, to make us healthier and more resilient. Across different domains of business, technology, education, medical field, mindfulness continually shows positive results and making us more resilient individuals. What you're going to learn in this mindfulness training goes beyond just your normal everyday mindfulness practice. We help you to integrate it into your life. Before we begin, I'd like to tell you a little bit more what brought me to the jungle in Burma and to that meaningful insight. So when I was a teenager, I was a little bit of a punk. I got into trouble quite a bit, and even some parents didn't want me hanging out with their kids. So I had this idea of myself that I wasn't a good person. But one thing I did have going for me was acting. So I ended up getting a scholarship to go to an acting school. And while in acting school, I started to learn meditation to bring me closer and more present with my scene partner. So I was in Birmingham, England, studying Shakespeare, and I came across a book by the Dalai Lama. And I had a lot of time on my hands, so I started reading about how to practice, the way to a meaningful life. And in that book, he said, if you practice 30 to 45 minutes a day for 3 months, you can develop what's called calm abiding. And I thought, cool, that sounds great. I have no idea what that is, but I have time on my hands. So I started practicing. And as I did, I started to understand my feelings a little bit more closely. I started to see what my mind was thinking each day and how my actions in the day affected how my cognition was working. And I noticed I was memorizing things better. I was more calm. I was more perceptive of how other people were feeling. And I started to change my perception of who I am. I have something to offer the world. I have some understanding about how people work that could be helpful for other people. So eventually I asked to go on retreat with a monk. And the monk said to me, you can't become a monk that easily. I said, no, I don't want to become a monk. And 3 months led to 5 months. And before I knew it, again, I had shaved my head, wore the robe, and eventually I went on meditation retreat. And after that realization that all my friends and family, they're not going to shave their head and move to the jungle, I realized I needed to find a way for them to practice, a way for people to practice in their day-to-day that had all these ancient lessons and traditions that are incorporated, but are also based on science, so people would buy into it. So I came back, I went back to school, got my doctorate in psychology to really learn the language and learn what sort of Western society had to offer around this area. I started seeing clients and running retreats and, telling stories about, the Burmese jungle and being chased by centipedes and wild boars and in the jungle, and people seemed to catch on. And not just with the stories of my own mindfulness, but with the practice. And people started getting results.
Hello, my name is Kara, and I'm thrilled to be here to share with you a little bit about the Skillful Means course with William Jackson. So I have sort of a love-hate relationship with meditation. I've been practicing for years off and on. And coming into this pandemic, I really struggled with my practice every day. I couldn't connect to myself. I was struggling to breathe and be still. I just was getting frustrated all the time, and I gave up. I knew that the benefits of a meditation practice are huge because I teach it myself. So when I heard about William's course, I knew this was the step I needed to take in order to build and create a better practice for myself, and in order to feel good every day and thrive every day. What I can tell you about this course is that it is amazing. William's expertise and his honesty and his knowledge surpassed any thoughts and ideas I had about what this course would be. I found it to be insightful in ways that I never imagined. The coursework is this sort of deep dive into yourself and understanding yourself and your body and your feelings and that connection that we really need in order to be who we are. The sense of community that he brought and the other individuals brought to the course was just such a beautiful experience for me. I felt so connected, and we get to set up with a partner each week. We have one partner that you work with the whole time. And my partner has become a really good friend. And I felt so excited every week to meet with her and talk to her about my experience and hear about her experiences and share what we were feeling through the whole process. That was something that I appreciated so much about this course and that I was not expecting. And it really has made such a difference.
Over time, I realized there are really these 4 components that make meditation easy to pick up and help you to actually apply it to your real life rather than just sitting on the meditation cushion, having a wonderful time, blissing out, and then not really changing anything in your life. So these 4 steps are really the key pieces to creating a meditation practice and applying it to your life in a meaningful way. And this is something that you're not going to get in every other meditation course. Here are the 4 steps to building a long-lasting, health-building meditation practice. Step 1, find clear motivation. Traditional practices tell us that we should achieve enlightenment. But actually, in our day-to-day, that idea has become vague and really intimidating. And so instead of taking this outside idea, what we do is go inward and find intrinsic motivators. So we look at your different areas of your life that will bring well-being. So we call these your domains of well-being. So in these different areas of well-being, like your health, like relationships, like your job, your career, your financial health, your physical health, all of these types of things. If you're able to give attention to these areas, it's going to create more health and well-being in your life. So if you were to take a moment right now and ask yourself, what's one thing that I could do today that would bring me the most health and well-being? What would that be? Really, just take a moment and think to yourself, one thing I could do today. So this is how we start to identify these different areas. And as we infuse insight into them in the next steps, they start to give us clear action. So this brings us to step 2. Step 2 is to develop a systematic practice where one meditation builds on the next. So when you have a systematic practice, instead of going to YouTube or going to Headspace or going to all these different places and pulling from here and there, where you don't really have a system that you're working in. It's nice. There's no shortage of information in our world today, but to have that systematic practice that's tailored to you, where one practice builds to the next, is really essential to feel like you are gaining momentum in your practice, that you have a direction that you're going in. And once you build that mindfulness, you build the loving kindness, you build these different insight practices, 5 or 6, 7 different meditation practices that build the different muscles in your mind, you're going to really start to notice the difference. In step 3, we take step 1, step 2, and we combine them together. So we take these domains of well-being and we take this mindful mind, this loving kindness mind, this insightful mind that you've developed, and we start gathering and developing insight into these different areas of your life to create clear direction for yourself to take action in your life. So the meditation practice doesn't just sit on the cushion with you. It actually comes into your life and facilitates action, inspires action to make real changes in your day-to-day. Step 4, you can't do this alone. you need a community, whether that is your friends and family, whether that's the meditation group that you become a part of, whether you create some sort of group or organization yourself, because there's nothing else out there for you. You need to do it with other people. When you see somebody else succeed and break through something, it becomes clear to you how to do that. When you break through something, it inspires other people to do the same. Our culture right now is extremely lonely. We've lost different religions and organizations. We've lost trust in our larger organizations. And to craft and create a supportive environment for yourself is essential to not just starting a practice, but continually making it successful. In summary, these 4 steps work together to create a path towards complete well-being. 1, find clear motivation. 2, develop a systematic practice. 3, apply those insights from meditation practice, that mindful state of mind, to your day-to-day, the areas of your well-being that are most important to you. 4, create a supportive community around yourself to make it last for the long run. These are our components to our meditation program and why our program has worked so well for so many people. With this training and PDF, you should have everything that you need to get started practicing complete well-being. But if you'd like to delve deeper into these 4 different areas, I'd like to tell you about our upcoming 12-week course. So whether you are a beginning meditator or you are somebody who's practiced a little bit for a while and fell off the wagon, or if you're an experienced practitioner with a regular practice and you want to just go deeper and really apply it to your life, then this course is for you. So this is really focused on somebody who wants to take meditation further. And really, it goes beyond meditation because we're exploring your health, relationships, productivity, your relationship to money, people in your life, and your sense of meaning and purpose. It explores the areas of your life that need your mindful attention to become unstuck and to infuse your life with ease and possibility. You'll learn the neurological approaches to mindfulness, and you'll gain access to a wonderful community of meditation practitioners and teachers and tremendous support and accountability for your practice. This course is for you if you've tried meditation for a while and like Headspace, you listen to YouTube and gather different things from all over the place, but you haven't found a systematic practice for yourself. Could be for you. If you're a yoga teacher, you're a therapist, or a meditation teacher, and you want to take your practice further or create a space or a systematic program for somebody else, this could be a great beginning for you. If you're a leader in an organization and you understand as a leader or entrepreneur that it begins with you to redefine your business or redefine the culture of your organization, you have to start practicing. Whatever the case, the Skillful Means 12-week program was created to help you learn the practice, find the motivation, integrate it into your life to make meaningful change. I had to become a monk to fully realize my passion for understanding myself and understanding the world and for meditation, but you don't have to. Now with this 12-week course, you can learn all of the important things that I learned as a monastic in the forest and in psychology, all combined into this one program. So if you feel called to take your practice of mindful meditation a bit deeper, scroll down and book a call with me. We'll make sure that this program is the right step for you. And if it's not the right step, we'll find out what is.